do we got a messy video for y'all today. There is a lot of allegations coming out about Patrick Starrr from Jools Lebron. If you guys do not know who Jools Lebron is, she is the one who created the whole, oh my gosh, the very popular phrase is what I meant to say. A very cutesy, very demure. That was like her thing. She blew up on social media and y'all, I have to say this, like, I can't believe how big that got on social media. Like, her video got like 60 million views, but then it became a full-on trend. Like, I want to say, was it like Fashion Nova and like Tarte, like so many different brands were sending out emails. I literally got them like very cutesy, very demure, and it turned into a whole thing. If you guys don't know who she is, that's who she is. Okay, she's the one that created it. Maybe you guys have heard the sound before on TikTok or even on Instagram Reels. A lot of people use it over there as well too. Well, apparently she used to be friends with Patrick Starrr, and y'all, some things are going down. I'm going to be playing several clips from, I don't know if she started a podcast. I don't know if she was just like live streaming this or what, but basically she like set up some things, and y'all, she let the cat out of the bag about a whole lot of things, which we are going to talk about. I do have to say this though. This is the very first post that she had posted that everyone started speculating. I have to say this, when it comes down to things, okay, and now she actually, let the cat out of the bag and said that it was in fact Patrick Starrr. I don't like when influencers do this. Y'all know that I've always said this. I find it to be very damaging and very dangerous because people can obviously start speculating it's different people, because at first everyone was speculating that it was Patrick Ta, okay? So let me go to read this because this is what she posted. To my first makeup idol, you might have broken me down, blackballed me. Oh my gosh, y'all. Let me redo that right there. The way I wanted to read it with theatrics, and I'm like, let's start over, okay? To my first makeup idol, you might have broken me down, blackballed me from the beauty community, tried to ruin my career while turning beauty brands against me, almost pushing me to the darkest, most irreversible action a human can take, but you didn't break me. Here I am 2 years later, thriving at a Beyonce concert on a campaign sponsored by one of the world's biggest beauty retailers. You might be a star with 3 R's, but I am an icon, and that's ... very demure. I don't know why, okay? So many people were speculating that it was Patrick Ta. I am not getting it. I don't know where that whole lore came in that it was Patrick Ta. I think that maybe because recently Patrick Ta was in some, hot water because apparently a few creators had called him out stating that his brand wasn't paying for sponsorships. Like, the brand had asked people to do content and then he didn't end up paying them. I don't know how that came in there when it literally says star with 3 R's, because I got to keep it real with you guys. As soon as I read that, I knew Patrick Starrr spells his name with 3 R's. So I'm just kind of like, hello, you might be a star with 3 R's. Like, it was a dead giveaway right there. But y'all, so many people were on there saying, oh, it's Patrick Ta. And I'm like, what? Like, how are you getting Patrick Ta when it literally says star right there? You know what I mean? The cat came out of the bag though now, and I do want to go ahead and start this off. Actually, I forgot, I want to go ahead and read this comment right here because there was some things, being teased the whole time. So somebody commented right here and said, okay, I actually remember watching your live getting ready to go out in LA years ago with said person, and the vibes were so off. They were so condescending the whole time. Then Jules said, yeah, made fun of my outfit the entire time. I gotta keep it real with you guys. This is where I'm like, okay, one, if I was Jules, I would have just outed it way back then. And on top of that, too, I would have just said the name bluntly. Because I feel like when you're going to speak out about somebody, just say it. Because I really do feel like it is damaging for people out there to be like speculating. Do you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, I do not know why people were speculating it was Patrick Ta. Because I'm like, where do you get Patrick Ta out of Starrr? Like, it's so clear as day, you know what I mean? But anyways, obviously people are going to speculate, and I think that sucks because then obviously people could be like, oh, it's this person, I don't like this person, and then start bashing them. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm like, if you're gonna say something, just fully let the cat out of the bag and say the person by name, because why not, I do gotta say this though, and y'all know I've mentioned it before. I have met Patrick Starrr before a few times. I want to say about 3 times at some beauty events, and it's so funny. I've said it before. Check my old videos, y'all. And I literally even made one. I said, okay, Patrick seems so sweet. He seems so kind, but very fake. Very calculated, very fake. And literally from the jump, I was like, oh, I actually went to one event with one of my besties at the time. And I was like, don't the vibes like seem like, And she's like, he seems very fake. I was like, well, whatever. At least he was nice. You know what I mean? Because it's so funny how at the time he was like, oh, I know you. He's like my, what did he say? My PR or somebody was was like, oh, we shared a cover together or whatever. Not a cover, a damn page together for New York Times. And I was like, oh yeah, like we were on there. I was like, why do I feel like this bitch was like bitter? Because I was the bigger pictures. I'm just a shady bitch. Anyways, y'all, I have to say, Patrick Starrr really hasn't been into too much drama, but can I keep it real with you guys? I feel like ever since the whole like Dramageddon situation, you guys will hear Jules later on to actually talk about Dramageddon and like the tea that Patrick was spilling. I'm like, oh damn. I want to know what the whole thing was behind the scenes of like Manny MUA and Patrick Starrr, because they were super close for a long period of time there. And I gotta keep it real, okay? It was my opinion from when all that shit was going down. I didn't do commentary at the time, but it was my opinion that I almost felt like Manny MUA was getting more popular, and I felt like Patrick Starrr was kind of getting jealous of that. That's my own little opinion over here. I was like, and I thought that way back when, and I'm like, something seems a little bit off here. But then it's so funny though, because Manny MUA ended up, being made out to be the bad guy, and I was like, what went down here? Like, what was the full story here? And I'm so curious on that, because now hearing everything from Jules and how Patrick would allegedly, throw out all this tea out there, it's kind of crazy to me. So I do want to go ahead and start this off, and I am going to have to speed it up because the clips are a little bit lengthy. I do want to go ahead and play this first clip right here, because I got to keep it real with you guys. You guys know that I am a very objective person. I'm very rational. I like to look at all sides of the story here, okay? I'm getting a little bit confused with this because you guys are going to hear from Jules. She says that she was at an event with Patrick, and there were very gray area things going on, because Jules is saying that she was at the hospital and she almost died, and it's because of this event. And I'm so confused at how it's because of the event, because I watched all these clips you guys are going to see, and I'm like, she didn't mention like how was it this event's fault that she had, these issues. So I'm very confused about this, and I do wish that she would have been a little bit more, upfront about everything and just said everything, because I got to keep it real with you guys. Yes, okay, I feel like it's bad to speculate, but I feel like at the end of the day, we all do it. And because, it was alleged that, Patrick was doing some things, I'm starting to wonder, like, okay, were there like some type of how do I say it, rugs involved? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, for Jules to get out here and say that he's this, he's that, I'm very confused. And I'm like, girl, just go ahead and put all the tea out there, because how did you end up back into the hospital and then like almost like losing her sight and everything? So I'm very confused, y'all, with this. So you guys are going to take a look at this clip, and maybe you guys know a little bit more tea about it. Please let us know down in the comment section, because why was it Patrick Starr's fault? I'm not trying to defend Patrick Starrr, okay? So don't get it twisted, because I'm leaving room for everything. But I'm just a little bit confused here at how the whole event was Patrick's fault as far as Jules ending up in the hospital. That's where I'm confused, okay? Check out this clip right here.
Entire life. I posted about it, girl. Patrick Starrr tried ruining my life. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a fuck. And that shit really threw me, girl. That really threw me into a depression. And so then, that was the entire problem, girl. That was the entire problem. So, like, it was never Patrick's fault. All I'm gonna say is I worked with this person. I'm gonna be very careful with how I word this, because I know that motherfucker got his spies out here. But basically, there's a situation with this person's brand that they founded. They had an event, and I almost passed away. That's not a joke. I'm not being facetious. I'm not trying to be funny. That's real. I literally almost lost my life. I was on a phone call with my mother, like telling her, like, I'm across the country, and I'm like so scared because I'm in a situation where they're telling me like you could have passed away right now. And all of this is happening during a time period where I'm working for them. I'm in LA with them for their thing. And I post like a little hee hee ha ha video about it. And obviously this is like still deeply affecting me. So I post like a little like hee hee ha ha video, like, oh, I'm in the hospital because I'm trying to make myself feel better because I'm so scared. Like there's nurses telling me like, if you would have got here like any later, like your organs started shutting down. And like, I don't have anyone with me, I'm by myself. And so again, I posted a little hee hee ha ha video about it, trying to make myself feel better. And this person did not like that I posted that video. And I think that they thought it was disrespectful that I posted this video. I think it's disrespectful. I almost died at your event on the brand that you own. Yeah, clock that. So then, what's it called? So then, girl, for weeks, I'm in the hospital, girl. I'm in the hospital for weeks. You guys scroll down on my page. Go ahead, see it. Last summer 2023, there's a chunk of that summer I'm in the hospital. And it's because my organs started shutting down. It's because I almost passed away. And this person was telling me, don't worry about the bills, don't worry about any of that. You know, like, we're gonna take care of it. Just focus on getting better. Focus on getting better. So then, you know, I go to the hospital. Now, mind you, no one's coming up with this money though. I'm a broke influencer. I'm not making that much money. These are some of my first brand deals. And I'm having to use this money to pay these little medications and these little hospital stays because it's week-long stints.
There y'all saw Jools even have to clarify in the beginning of her video that it was not Patrick Ta. That's why I said, I'm like, that's dangerous for people to do. And I wish that if people are going to start speaking out about something, like, stop being so, like, vague about it and stop being so, like, gray area about it. Like, if you're going to speak out about somebody, just say it, okay? Because I feel like people just... Either you got the balls to out the person or you don't, you know what I mean? But obviously now Jools has finally confirmed that it was Patrick Starrr. There you guys heard, you know, from right there. I am going to play a couple other clips, okay? So there is more to the story. But there you guys heard that she was saying that she almost died at this event, but... what was it? Do you know what I mean? This is where I'm getting so confused because a lot of people in the comment section of this video, by the way, it's from a TikToker called According to the Blogs, and a lot of people were commenting on that video and saying, wait, I'm confused. If Jools had prior health conditions, how is that Patrick's fault? Okay, and this is where I'm getting very confused is because I'm like, okay, so Jools is making these very strong allegations, obviously, towards Patrick, and it's kind of like, okay, maybe something like really went down, but what went down at this event? Was there like, I don't know, like a crack on the floor and she tripped and fell? Was there something slipped into her drink? Were there some party favors? If you guys are adults, y'all know what party favors mean, okay? Were there some party favors that went wrong? Like, what went down? That's where I'm just kind of like, I'm not understanding at how exactly that was Patrick's fault and why Patrick would be held liable to that. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I'm just getting a little bit confused here, and I'm sorry, but I have questions, okay? Because I feel like there's some, you know, pieces of the story missing here because it's kind of like, okay, Jools is saying like, okay, Patrick, you know, is saying X, Y, and Z, you know, about, you know, this, and like, oh, they're going to take care of the situation, but what went down? Like, let's let the cat out of the bag all the way. I do want to go to play another clip right here where it does continue on to where Jools is talking about how she lost a vision and I want to say her left eye or something like that. Like, obviously you guys are going to hear more, but in all the clips that I have seen, okay, and let me tell you, I have looked on TikTok over and over. Actually, if I'm being real with you guys, last night I was laying in bed and I literally was searching for about an hour and a half to find what exactly was the cause of this that landed her in the hospital, because I'm like, okay, you're coming out with some very strong allegations, but what was the reason? Like, did you trip and fall while you were there? Like, did somebody like hit you? Like, what went down? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, people are saying that it was prior health conditions. I'm like, wait, if it's prior health conditions, like, how is that Patrick's fault? You know? And I'm so sorry, but I don't give one jack diddly shit to defend Patrick. I'm like, the way I don't give a shit about any of these damn influencers, I'm keeping it real with you guys. I'm like, that's why I stay in my little own lane over here, stay to myself, and I'm Mr. Loner over here. Okay, anyways, go ahead and check out this damn clip before I start rambling.
Basically, I'm in and out of hospitals. Now, this collapse that happened where I almost passed away was so bad, I lost vision in my left eye almost completely. My left leg fully went numb. Like, I had to get physical therapy to, like, rehabilitate it. And so then, I'm again thinking these people got me, you know, they're going to take care of all my hospital bills. They're going to take care of everything. Basically, they tell me all this stuff. So then I message this person and I say, hey, I need to go to an ophthalmologist. I have to go to eye specialist because the vision in my left eye is leaving because of this event, right? This motherfucker replies. This millionaire replies. You know what's really good for your eyes? If you eat carrots. If I eat carrots, you're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. You want to know how I know that? Because you told me about 17 times while you're talking shit about all your old friends. Clock that. You told me about 1,000,000 times you're a millionaire. And you're going to tell me to go eat some motherfucking carrots while I've lost vision in my eye, while my family's worried about me passing away across the country. You're going to tell me to go eat some motherfucking carrots? After I almost died in your care and you're lucky enough for me not to sue your ass? Go eat carrots? Miss Starrr? What? So then, mind you, already broke because I'm the one paying all these hospital bills, and this millionaire's just told me this. Then goes on. Now, I didn't know this at the time. This only came up to front during Very Denier. I'm having all these different meetings with brands. I'm having all these different crazy things happen with brands. And one by one, makeup brands are coming through to me, personally emailing me. That gay person that works at that makeup brand messages me, oh, this person said not to work with you because you're messy. This person said not to work with you because you're problematic. And it's the same story from multiple makeup brands. This person said that you're not a good fit. This person said they had a bad experience. I almost died on their set. If I told the influencers not to work with you because they might pass away on your set, I'd be wrong, right? But you could tell makeup brands, a struggling influencer, that they should go over here and forfeit their relationship with them. You don't think that that's crazy to do to someone? So you almost kill me. You almost do that, girl. Then you gotta take me out of the game too. Now, girl.
There y'all heard Jules say, allegedly Patrick said, oh, you know what's good for your eyes if you eat carrots. This is kind of crazy. But once again, I just feel like there's pieces of the story missing. And once again, I'm too damn lazy to go and read all these comments to you guys, but you guys can go to according to the blogs on TikTok and read the comment section, and everyone's saying that there was prior health issues there. So I'm like, what's going on here? This is very weird, okay? If you guys know any more tea about this, please let me know, because like I said, I literally even Googled it. I looked on Twitter, by the way. I looked on Instagram, and I looked on TikTok. Like, I was searching because I'm like, is there a piece of these clips that are missing to where Jules actually said what exactly caused her to land back in the hospital? I totally just spit everywhere. Oh my god, that was crazy. I wonder if that picked up on the camera. Anyways, because I was like, okay, like what? Okay, so you ended up back in the hospital, and you're saying over here that Patrick should have, you know, obviously covered the bill for all of this. But what? I'm so confused. Like, I'm like over here thinking like, oh my gosh, was there like poison in one of the products or something? Like, was there something that like, did they go to like bust open some champagne and Jules got hit in the head with a cork? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what was the reason? You know? Anyways, I do want to go ahead and play one last clip right here because, oh my gosh, y'all, this one is hard because, okay, this last clip that I had found right here, somebody put some loud ass music on it, so I'm gonna try to edit out the music because it is copywritten music. But Jules is saying some things right here about Dramageddon and talking about like allegedly, oh my gosh, let me cover my ends over here because I'm not the one saying it, Jules is, that allegedly Jacqueline does snow and like all these things, y'all. I'm like, oh damn, Jules got really, really messy up on this little live stream or whatever it was. Check it out.
All of this happened is over here behind the scenes, pulling strings, playing puppet master. And I should have known because day one, you're telling me all this shit about Manny. You're telling me about how little Miss Jacqueline hits the powder, how Nikki does this, how Jacqueline and Jeffrey don't like each other, and how Nikki was friends with Jeffrey, and how Nikita took you to this restaurant that was across the street from the Abbey so that you guys, you're telling me all the hottest gossip about all your divas. I should have known. I should have known you weren't right. You've only known me for 0.23 seconds, and I've heard all the gossip about all the biggest beauty influencers. Y'all, Dramageddon? I know the truth about Dramageddon. Y'all don't know anything about the truth about Dramageddon.
Hopefully I edited out the sound pretty good on that one because I feel like, oh, damn. Jules was saying that allegedly Patrick had said Jacqueline, you know, hits the powder and this about Manny, that about Manny. I do have to say this though, okay? And I've really realized in life, and obviously it's taken me some years to learn this. If you meet somebody and right away they're telling you tea about this person, that person, that person, this person, they are 100% going to do the same about you, and they are a messy ass person. They're not a real person, okay? People like that are just trying to stir the pot and be messy as hell. And if in fact what she is saying is true about Patrick, that's a messy ass bitch right there. I do gotta say that, okay? Once again, allegedly, because we don't know. There was no receipts, you know, put on the screen. There was no emails, DMs, text messages, voice recordings, none of that shit put out there. I gotta say, I feel like this is like a developing story because as of right now, Patrick hasn't said anything. But yeah, I feel like these are some really big allegations. My biggest question at the end of this is, what was the reason that landed Jules in the hospital? Because I would really like to know so that way I can be like, okay, yeah, that's fucked up of Patrick. Definitely he should have paid the bill. But I'm like, well, what was the reason? Do you know what I mean? Because if it is true that Jules went to this event and did have prior health conditions, I don't see how that's Patrick's fault. I really don't. I'm so sorry. It's kind of like if I went somewhere and I had like, you know, I don't know, high blood pressure or something, and then I had a freaking attack at an event. Like, how is that their fault? Like, I had, you know, high blood pressure before. Like, I don't know. It's things like that I'm like, okay, you're leaving a really big gray area here, boo, and I'm gonna need to know what the tea was. You know what I mean? Because I gotta keep it real, y'all. Like, my head, maybe because I've been living in LA way too long, y'all, I immediately start going to was there some, powder post around and like passed around, I mean, and like was there some like, F in it? If y'all know what the F stands for, oh my god, please. I can't say that word up on here. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just kind of like, wait, like were they doing some illegal activities and then that caused Jules to go up in there? Because then I could kind of understand, but then also I would be like, well, you're a grown adult, like you made the decision to do X, Y, and Z. That's on you. You know what I mean? But I'm like, what's the missing piece of the puzzle here? Because I want to know before I form an opinion about this whole entire situation. But with that being said, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.